What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another Palworld video for you all today, and today I'll be doing a little bit of a resource guide for those of you that are looking for resources. Obviously the game isn't out, but if you want to refer back to this when it does release, if you're looking for particular resources, then this will be for you. Now, there are various resources throughout Palworld, and later through the game you will need all these resources such as sulfur, coal, quartz, organs from particular pals, charcoal, all that sort of stuff. Beautiful flowers as well if you want to try and decorate your base a little bit more, high quality pal oil, all that. So we'll be going through it, starting with the ores first. Now, the best way I have found to do ores is to find a cave, as there are generally a lot of ores. So you can find large deposits of paldium fragments, you can find large deposits of coal, and you can also find large deposits of iron ore. Now, one of the caves that I enjoy coming to is this one located right here at the small settlement. If you make your way through the settlement all the way down to the bottom, there is a cave located just here, a dungeon. In this dungeon, you can find coal and iron ore as well as the paldium deposits. And all you need to do is simply enter the dungeon and you should spawn in the first room that is full of said ores. And you can see here we have access to the ores. So if we look over at the back here, this is a coal nodule, and you will need coal in order to make refined ingots. Harvesting up will let you all the coal you want. Now, you can leave this dungeon whenever you want. Obviously, you're going to only really be able to smack this node a couple of times before getting full. I even have a party full of weight boosting king packers, and my inventory is already full. You may experience some lag in the dungeons as well. The dungeons is actually the only spot I have actually experienced lag a little bit. So yeah, you can see there we found coal in here. You can also find sulfur in these caves as well. I believe that's a sulfur nodule over there. Let's go take a look just to double check. Now, do not worry about the damage that I'm dealing as well. The damage that I'm doing to everyone is boosted. I just had to do some experimenting to find out some stuff. And you can see here we also have sulfur in this cave. So this is one of my favorite caves to come to because it has everything. And you can see over here we've got some ore. Right behind us, we should have a paldium deposit somewhere in here. No, it doesn't look like it. There would be one deeper in, however. So all you need to do, simply get your weight boosting pals that you have, any cativas, any king packers or anything like that. Make your way out to the small settlement and you can come in here and simply mine up the ore that you need and then leave. Now, do note that if you want the deposit to actually respawn before the dungeon timer runs out, you will need to break the nodule to completion. That is the best way to go about farming it. Now, if you are looking for a dungeon or a cave or anything like that, you can fast travel up here to the Dune Shelter. Once you obviously unlock that point of interest, you will be able to fast travel up there. And there are a couple of coal nodules right next to the base as well. So if you are looking to do a little bit of a lap of one, I would recommend farming the dungeons cave by this small shelter, and then also making your way up here. You can see just over there we have a coal nodule, and there are a couple of coal nodules located out in the desert just in front of us. As well as that, there are also ore deposits as well. So if you've got a flyer and you've got your weight boosting powers, you can easily get over to those and harvest them up. Now, quartz is another resource that you will need. Now, I have found quite a bit of coal at this fast travel point, and in my opinion, this is the best one to go to get as much quartz as you could possibly need. These resource nodules do respawn in a day as well. So if you mine them up in the morning, it goes to nighttime, you sleep through the night, you come back here, they will respawn. Now, this quartz nodule is not too far from the main island. It's just up here in the middle in No Man's Trail. So you'll find the Cold Shore fast travel point. You follow that path up to No Man's Trail and you'll come across two quartz nodules. You do need quartz for a couple of things throughout the game. It's not the most valuable resource, but you will need some of it. So there's a nodule just here from the fast travel point, which is your closest one. You can also see one just up in the distance there next to the ore nodule. And there is also another quartz nodule just down there by those trees. So you've got 3 quartz nodules in the vicinity, which makes getting quartz relatively easy. Once again, bring your weight-bearing pals, bring a flyer or a fast travel mount, such as one of the ground-based ones, and you can get around there, harvest those up, and get back to base with what you need. Now, the next resources we'll be talking about are monster-gained materials. You can see here this circuit board requires polymer. Towards the end game, you will need a crap ton of polymer if you want to make any of the high valuable guns, such as the shotgun, the assault rifle, anything like that. Even the machinery, you will need circuit boards and polymer to do so. Now, you can see here polymer does require 2 high quality pal oil. In my opinion, the best pal to harvest high quality pal oil from is the mammoth rests. Now, there is one located here in the starting area. This is the boss mammoth rest. You can find mammoth rests scattered around the map, however, they do have quite a large distribution range. There is normally a wild one, non-boss, floating around here, and they kind of just float around everywhere. I've had success finding a lot up here in the Masanda Forest. There are quite a lot of them over here, as well as in the sealed realm of the Swift over here in this section here. There are lots of mammoth rests, not mammoth. Now, in my opinion, the best way to go about dealing with these guys is obviously with a fire pal. I don't have any on me at the moment because I'm a doo-doo. But what you want to do is not kill them. You do want to try and capture them, and obviously me being super prepared as I am, have totally brought plenty of Pal Spheres along for this battle. I've got the basic ones, which won't get me anywhere. So, anyway, forget about that. What I would recommend is capturing them, because not only do you get the resources that they would normally drop from being killed, you also gain the ability to essentially harvest them again for their resources. Now, you'll see what I mean. Obviously, we're going to pretend that I just caught that one, but if we come over to it, you'll see they drop plenty of high quality Pal Oil. We just got 15 from the boss Mammoth Rest. Normally, they drop about 10 to 12, I've found, but they are the best source of high quality Pal Oil. Now, once you've obviously caught your Mammoth Rest, it could be the boss one, it could be a normal one. What you want to do is learn the cleaver. You then want to grab yourself your pal. You can see here is the meat cleaver. You learn it at a relatively low level. I believe it's like 20, maybe 20 something. Never mind. Level 12, you learn the meat cleaver. And what you want to do, simply throw out your Mammoth Rest, switch to your cleaver. Now, you can do this with any pal as well for any resource you need. Kids, close your eyes, and you want to butcher them. This is why I recommend capturing them instead of killing them, because you also get the XP, but you also get 2 times the amount of resources, essentially. Except I'm doing a terrible job of proving that, because it has seemed to have bugged out and has not dropped any resources for me. Which is great. I may have just butchered that Mammoth Rest for nothing. Round 2, let's try this again. We have another one, thankfully, we prepared earlier. So by butchering them, like I mentioned, you will get the resources again that you obtained from killing it. You can see there are the resources, another 15 high quality Pal Oil. Just like that, that's 15 polymer. Now, obviously, at the stage you'll be needing polymer, you'll have the capabilities to catch and defeat and all that of the Mammoth Rests. So just keep that in mind. 100% Mammoth Rests for the high quality Pal Oil. Now, in terms of Pal Fluid, electric organs, poison gland, and flame organs, any Pal with that corresponding element should drop it. So for example, we've got some Celeray here. They are water type and they will drop Pal Fluid when we kill them. You'll generally find that of pretty much any of the water-based pals. So the Quack Ducks, anything like that, the Pengullets, they will drop Pal Fluids. Now, as well as that, the same can be said for any flame-type pals. They will drop their flame organs. There is a pal that you can get that will allow you to place it in a ranch, and it will passively produce flame organs over time, and that is the Flame Bell. Now, you can get the Flame Bell from egg hatching, and you can also capture them in the volcano area just over here. If you fast travel to foot of the volcano, they'll generally spawn in droves over here. This is what it looks like if you want to take a look at it. That's them there. So you can see there they've got the farming icon on the far right hand side, and they will produce the flame organs for you if you place them in a ranch. So you get a ton of flame organs. I haven't found a reliable farming source for the Pal Fluids and the electric organs, but as you catch your pals and defeat them across the map, you should have enough to do what you need to do. If you ever need more, however, traders is the way to go. 100% utilize them to the best of your ability, because it is very easy to get money in this game. All you need to do is defeat a couple of bosses every hour or so, and you'll get tons and tons of money. But you can see here, if we come over to the merchant and go to buy stuff, he does have the organs, the glands available. I had to visit him quite a few times to get a bunch of electric organs because I just was not getting enough of them. And in comparison to how much money I had, like 18 grand I can easily get by killing a boss. So it's super easy to buy resources from the trader. I'd heavily recommend it. I had to come to the trader as well a couple of times for leather as well, because I was killing pals, but they just weren't dropping enough leather. So I would heavily recommend using the traders where necessary. And I would even recommend doing it for leather. Like, it's just very hard to farm leather. You will get it from the elk, the deer, and the Melpackers found in the first area down here. but it's much easier to just defeat some bosses, get the items from them, and then head to the traders to sell it all. And don't forget, you can butcher your pals as well for the resources once again. Now, charcoal is another resource you'll need, especially later towards the end game, as it is a prerequisite to craft gunpowder as well as carbon fibers. So what you want to do is, your best way is a wood farm. Essentially, all you need to do, as soon as you unlock them, build yourselves a wood farm. Your pals will passively chop down wood. You can see here we've got 2,000 of it, just in the wood farm itself. In this box next to it, we've got another 300, plus whatever the pals have transported to random spots around the base. This is the best way to go about getting a bunch of wood. Leave your pals to do it and you'll eventually get a whole heap, and then you just want to burn it in your forges. You will need a kindling pal in order to burn it, but this is the best way to go about doing it. Now, the same can be said as well for the paldium fragments. In my opinion, the best way is once again to get a crusher, get an aquatic pal that will power the crusher, and get a stone farm in order to create stone. And you can simply chuck all the stone into your crusher because you don't really need a crazy amount of stone for really much. And you can get paldium fragments super easy. Look at that. This is all from a crusher. I haven't had to mine paldium in ages. So I'd heavily recommend getting yourself a crusher to make the paldium fragments up as well. Now, you can also make fibers with the crusher as well, but I haven't really needed a crazy amount of fibers to justify needing to use the crusher for it. Now, ores will generally be found around the map. What I like to do is go to fast travel points and just see which ores are near the fast travel point, harvest up the ore, and then return back to my base. That's the best way to do it because you just get over encumbered very quickly with the ores, so just keep that in mind. Now, another resource that you'll need lots of is wool. Now, once again, you can purchase wool from the trader if you desire. Another solid way to get it is through the ranch structure. By chucking a couple of land boars onto a ranch, you will get wool that is produced. And that's really it. They'll passively continue to produce it over time. There is not really any limit to how much is on the floor. Plus, if you have transporting pals, they will transport it to a box. You can see here we have 305 wool. I didn't collect any of this. This was all collected by the pals. Okay, I lied. 15 was collected by me. You will need cloth as well as high quality cloth for a lot of end game items, as well as for your starting items as well, like armors and anything like that. Now, high quality cloth you can actually get as well from chucking another pal into the ranch. And I would recommend getting this pal as soon as you can, because to make high quality cloth, you do need 10 cloth. So you will go through your cloth quite a lot. Now, this pal is Cyberlex. You can see he sometimes produces high quality cloth when assigned to ranch. I've gotten plenty of high quality cloth from her. You don't really need to make it once you've got her in a ranch. Now, that is pretty much all the resources that you will need in Palworld. Remember that traders do sell a lot of the items that you will need, including gunpowder, bullets themselves, armor, as well as weapons. So just keep that in mind. I have a video as well that you can check out of all the trader locations if you're looking for different stuff. But that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.